people think about location 4 and they think about just cranking that up even more, that path in the locations beyond seems to be the path that goes further, like beyond location 9. And so it seems like even like in locations 5 through 9, there's these two different ways that you can experience them. And I've often like wondered, does that like relate to this bodhisattva idea of, no, I'm going to take the bodhisattva path. I'm going to take the John Yates path. I'm going to take the service to, or I'm not going to take that path, right? I'm not going to pledge to stick around and help everybody achieve PNSE, right? I'm going to go as far as I possibly can until I'm, turning into a ball of light and there's rainbows in the sky and above my Tibetan monastery, or, whatever the thing is, right? And so I think that's a really interesting distinction that I don't get it a lot. I want to put it into this interview because I haven't gotten a lot of chance to talk about that in other places. And sometimes people, they'll communicate with me and they'll be like, I don't feel like I'm just an extension of location 4 and the later locations. I remember location 4. I went beyond it. Here's what happened. Here's what happened after that. Here's what happened after that. And it's all fits our data. And they're confused because of, maybe they think one of these two paths was the one that they should have hit, and they hit the opposite one or something. So I just wanted to sort of interject that a little, especially since you were bringing up the emotion, because there is a path in 5 through 9 that is a return in many ways to that emotion and where you can experience emotion again. And then there's a path where you just don't, and you don't ever again. And that one seems to be the one where you're going to like the far, far reaches that very few people. The people who really, in my experience, the people who really go even like beyond location 9, just as an example, they're not accessible.
To whom?
They're very, very hard to, the ones that we've researched have uniformly reached out to us. I've never heard of them before. They're usually embedded in a tradition that has some sort of map that, accommodates this in its more esoteric forms and gets you there. So they're usually living in very supported situations where they don't have to do anything except, go on 20-year retreats and stuff like that. Yeah. And so it's interesting because often those traditions have kind of rigorous models for like, okay, you're here, these, your disciple, you'll have this many people that you teach, and there's almost like a business structure to it of sorts. And these guys are like exempted from all of those structures. And it's almost a problem in a sense for some of those traditions because those people are so inaccessible that they're not even accessible to learn from in most cases. And it's been surprising to us. I don't even know how most of those people found us, especially early in the research. We would just get a ping out of the blue and we would find ourselves, going to some completely remote place in most cases. I mean, it was just, it's kind of, that whole part of this is a little surreal.